So good day everyone, I'm Ethan, moderator for this webinar. I welcome everyone for today's webinar, the Human Error Toolbox, a practical approach to human error. I would now like to introduce our presenter for today, Dr. Jeanette Colazzo. Jeanette Colazzo, PhD, is an industrial organizational psychologist with 20 years of experience that specializing in engineering, psychology, and human reliability disciplines and study the interaction between human behavior and productivity. She has held positions leading training and human reliability programs in the pharmaceuticals and medical device manufacturing industry. I would now like to hand over the floor to the speaker. Over to you, Jeanette.
Perfect. Yes, thank you so much for the introduction and welcome everyone to today's webinar. Today we will be talking about human error. We're going to talk also about some tools that we use to work with this phenomena within the organization, whether it's for measuring human error or identifying root causes and all of those funny things that we have to do. So we are going to talk about that. We want to provide you with some tools that would allow you to make your job easier when it comes to managing human performance situations. All right, so let's start with that. And I'm sorry, I'm a little under the weather. So so first I want to do a kind of a very small disclaimer here, because of course it's 90 minutes and this course has some very specific tools that might need a little bit more training. So yes, it is an overall general topic. Some in-depth training might be needed, and we will talk about that when I talk specifically about that tool. Some of the tools have been shared complementarily manually, meaning that we have put the tools in your attachments. You have the cognitive load tool, the root cause determination tool, and those are basically the ones that we are to be discussing. Also, I wanted you to know that, yeah, we're developing other tools. We will, keep everybody on the loop shortly. But another thing that I want to mention is that we want to make sure that if you have questions after we are done with the course today, because you might get some questions later, you can still contact us to follow up on the topic, okay? Why do we want to talk about human error? Why is it that human error is a topic? Why was it that it became something that, has become one of the top 10 topics in regulatory conferences? Well, it is it is the major contributor for non-conformances and unplanned downtime and other situations. So it is the major contributor for many, many issues. Regulatory agencies are focusing on human error a lot. We keep seeing, warning letters, 483s, other citations. Human error, it's becoming one of those, recurrent topics. Now, what has been the problem in industries with human error? Well, we don't really understand human error. That's why we're here. So that's happening across the board. And the reason for that is because we are not focusing on fixing that problem. We don't understand that problem. So if we don't understand the problem, we don't even want to try to fix it. Okay, so here's what happens. You have a situation, a deviation. It could be a human error. Now, why do we need these rules? Well, these tools. Well, I think we've made our point. We need the tools. It's not a straightforward topic because we're talking about the psychology. So we want something that is practical. Okay, so when is it that I'm going to use this tool? Well, we have different moments to be able to use them. Now let's start talking about the content and how we get to these tools. The first thing I want to talk about is the types of errors, because these are the types of errors that you want to identify, reduce, investigate, and avoid, correct? So what are those type of errors? Well, we have 4 types of errors. We have intentional, unintentional, omission, and commission. So what if I told you if that 100% of the root causes of why people make mistakes are here? Well, they are. Everything that could explain human error in the workplace is right here. Okay, this tool is called the root cause determination tool, human performance problem, and in this case, these are the categories: procedures, human factors, engineering, training, supervision, communication, and individual performance. And you see them where I show you starting it in problem in cost category 4 all the way to 8 or 9, which is individual performance or communication. And so I'm going to introduce the second tool. The first one you already know is the root cause determination tool. The value, we already have it. Root cause determination, CAPA development, CAPA, implementation, measuring, all of that, coding, all of that is there. But now cognitive load needs to explain that category number 9 that's so difficult to understand. And that's why I wanna work with it. And this is what we did. So what is cognition? This is what affects category number 9, cognition. So this meme is very good to explain that, right? Then prediction, like I mentioned, you just go upside down and you do that, you eliminate those things, and that way you can do this type of assessment. And actually, I don't think I included this attachment. If I didn't, the prediction tool, let me know and I'll include it, but it's very similar to this one, in which I'm going to see, for example, procedures. If it's a lack of training, train. If it's a lack of knowledge, skill, or ability, train people. That means they didn't know what to do, how to do it, or were able to do it. In those cases, train. If it was an honest mistake, coach, which will be 9B. So that being said, that concludes my presentation.
Thank you, Janet. That does conclude the session for today. Thank you everyone for participating. You may all disconnect now. You all have a great day ahead. Bye-bye.